Hi, welcome to IAS Factors Radar, and I am Arjun R. Shankar. Have you heard about Charles Kirk and he was assassinated? So, who exactly is he? Why was he assassinated at the first place? He was actually giving a lecture in the Utah University where he was shot. He was shot by a person who believed that I am done with this hatred. He has spread enough hatred, and there is a point that you need to negotiate it out, and that's why I killed Charles Kirk. So, who exactly is Charles Kirk, and what did he do? Charles Kirk is a very popular conservative activist of United States of America. He is also the founder of a movement, students movement called the Turning Point. So he was known as a great ally of Donald Trump and also one of the most important faces of MAGA, Make America Greater Again. So this was one of the most important policies back when Donald Trump was contesting back in 2016. It was very popular. So he was one of the most important strong faces of MAGA, Make America Greater Again, and his conservative policies have always been of great criticism. So in this radar, we'll discuss who Charles Kirk was, why was he assassinated, and what are his theories. So what are his conservative activism and what are his conservative theories which he has put forward, and why do you think a larger section of people still do not like Charles Kirk? We'll find it out in this radar. When you talk about violence in United States of America, you have countless number of examples where violence had swept in the United States soil. There are various instances where people, public figures were executed, they were assassinated in public. Take a look at the presidents of United States of America, Abraham Lincoln, John F. Kennedy, James Garfield, William McKinley, all of them were assassinated. And take a look at the other people. The most popular people back in the 1960s, even the civil leaders, the civil rights leader like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X were all assassinated. And back in the 60s and 70s, they were the most popular, the left militant ideology people called Weather Underground, who also created a lot of violence. And back in 1990s, 80s to 90s, we had seen a lot of white supremacist people who created a lot of violence. They killed people, especially anti-abortion laws. There was a doctor called David Gunn, the abortion doctor who was killed because the person who killed the abortion doctor, David Gunn, said that now no more babies will die. And 1995 post that you can see the Oklahoma bombing where more than 150 plus people died. So violence in United States of America where people were assassinated, killed in public daylight is not a new thing. And even Donald Trump, he was also a bullet grazed him once, and there were multiple assassination attempts on even Trump too. Not even that, even Ronald Reagan was shot, and Theodore Roosevelt almost survived an assassination attempt after shooting. So there are various instances of this. So the next key question, or the most pivotal question that we should ask, is why do you think a lot of violence is actually emanating from the United States soil? One of the most important thing is people are deeply polarized. You talk about various sections, but we have a very peaceful system, but you go into deep, you'll understand that the people are polarized. They're politically polarized, where there are various instances where they do not like the other side. Like, and I can give you one important example, is the most important theory called the Great Replacement Theory or the Great Replacement Conspiracy. What exactly is this? They have a feeling that the white people or the local people of the United States of America will be replaced by the immigrants, people coming across the world. Now, I just recently read an article where I saw that back in the 1960s or even 1970s, the British people, 90% of them, the British people were actually British. But now when you look at it, the number of people around the world who are settled in Britain has increased manifold times. So this is a problem. So the Great Replacement Conspiracy believes that the white people do not like the people coming from outside. So this is a very conservative idea, which even Charles Kirk shared it. So look at the number of I didn't say that it is deeply polarized. The number speaks for it. Just take a look at the domestic violence, the percentage of the domestic violence happening in the United States of America. You will see that there is more than 357% increase in the domestic violence or the protest happening in United States of America. In 2020 alone, there were more than 23,000 protests registered protests in the United States, and most of them were peaceful, but there was an element of violent intimidations in almost all these protests. So this clearly shows that there is an element of polarization among the US people. So what exactly is Charles Kirk's conservative idea? So we have talked about the polarization. Charles Kirk's idea was obviously MAGA, making America great again, and he believed that Donald Trump is the only person who can make it possible, who can make America greater again, like the old Americans. So the conservative theories that he has put forward has even angered a lot of other liberal section, and that is why the assassination that took place, he was just 22 years old, a boy who was arrested, James Tyler Robinson, who said that we have tired about his ideas and that's why I killed him. So the conservative people seek death penalty for this young boy who killed him. The police later on arrested this person. But why do you think a larger section of the audience in United States of America are really angered by this position? So the MAGA, making America greater again, the people, the Donald Trumps, Republicans, everybody has seen Charles Kirk attack and assassination attempt as a hit on the MAGA itself, because he was one of the most important poster boys of MAGA. He really believed that Trump could make a big change. So what is his conservative attempts? And he believes that, number one, he really appreciated the Trump's idea of cutting down the immigrants, build a huge wall on the Mexico, make sure that the other people, the immigrants, do not enter the United States soil. We do not want them. We want America to be great. We want true Americans. So this was a hard stand. He also believed that we shouldn't have liberal values. Even the schools, education system should move away from liberal ideas and have conservative system. And why is America helping other countries? Our focus should not be on other countries. We should focus on our people. Our people should get more jobs. True Americans should get more jobs, and let's not work for the immigrants. This is also very important conservative thought that he had. And he had a great concept called, according to him, it was called the Christian conservative nationalism. He believed that America needs to be guided, and America needs to be run on the Christian models and Christian morals and principles. He believes that the olden America, which used to run on these principles, is now, it is speaking about a lot of equality. And he even believes that even the gun laws, you should not oppose the gun laws. And what about the other important aspects, like we have talked about border policing. We should be very, very harsh on the criminal, and we should support the policing system. We have a very liberal view of the criminal system and the policing system itself. So these are all importance of the conservative ideas. His conservative ideas is also going into the welfare program, because we know that there is a lot of welfare programs going on in the United States of America, and he believes that the welfare programs for all people, irrespective whether he's a true American or not, are making the people lazy. The MAGA people, we should not do this. Let them work. And it also extends to the taxation. We should not tax much. The government should be a small entity. We should not tax much. So the number of things, and he was also against the abortion laws, and also against the LGBTQ community. He did not like, he suggested stricter laws against the abortion laws as well as the LGBTQ community, because why should we recognize them? So this line of thought definitely angers a large number of liberal people, because America and United States of America is always known for having equal place where people come for opportunities. But this kind of polarization among the people was seen as dangerous among the liberal people. So that is the reason why even the assassinator, the person who assassinated him, is even under the opinion that Charles Kirk should be killed. But definitely with this, the USA is actually polarized. There are people who supports this. There are people who do not support this. I hope now you are clear about what is Charles Kirk and what exactly is the MAGA. Why was the polarization angle going on in the United States of America? I'll come up with another topic in radar, and until it's Arjun or Shankar for IAS Factor.